So I want to start by asking you, what was your first experience with comic books
As a reader? Or
as a reader?
Oh, an anecdote I've often told. When I was 4 years old, my cousins, one of whom was 5 years my senior, one of whom was 7 years my senior, had decided that they'd outgrown comics. They were just too old for this stuff, you know. And they gave me a refrigerator box half filled with comics. This is 1955. And when you were in 1955, if you were an American kid and you read comics, you read everything. You read funny animals, you read science fiction, you read teenage adventure, you read superheroes, you read not monster stuff. Horror stuff scared me. I was like, but I jumped in the box, and I was a pretty smart kid. I remain a pretty smart kid even in my late age. And I intuited immediately that someone made these things, and I wanted to be that someone who made them. And I can still bring up the sense memory of the smell of that mildewed paper. It was a transformational moment, comparable to the Saul on the road to Damascus. And I hold that memory very dear. Within a year, I had learned to read from comic books. I entered the first grade reading on a fourth grade level because of comics. And I couldn't so much pronounce the words as I was able to parse them out on the basis of the visuals that went with the picture, with the words. I owe my entire life to comic books. They've saved my life. They've made it possible for me to make an extraordinary living and to literally make a vocation of an avocation. How much more grateful could I be?
That's beautiful. It
But
really
true.
is. And the foresight that you had, that you were able to realize at a young age that people made these and that's something you wanted to do, is something most professionals don't know at the very beginning. So it's incredible that you had the foresight to go, this is what I want to do, and you've done that. You've accomplished that.
Well, you understand, it should explain that I had no talent whatsoever. I mean, I had blind rage and inchoate desire. And I taught myself to do what I do. I wish, in retrospect, that I'd had natural skills, natural ability, but my skills are all taught. On the other hand, because of that, I've never had the collapse of those skills in age, that the skills retain. That I retain those skills. I'm still competing. And the only downside is that my ego was crushed in my early career by being surrounded by people who were far better than I was at the time.